Hello, this is Nightwick, and I'm here making a video about tuning and how to do it real quick. So, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to open up our menu. We're going to hit develop. We're going to find a piece of equipment we want to attune. Let's say we want to attune this umbrella. All right, so this first thing you want to look at is you prefer to attune something that had a golden stat like this. I'm not going to do that because I actually want to attune this, not for the video, but for myself. But having a recommended stat is kind of mandatory on your first level of tune it. If it doesn't have a recommended stat right away, don't even bother. Additionally, you want this stat to be gold if possible. It is acceptable to work with a purple. However, ideally, you want to min max and you want to have a gold stat as high as possible to work with that, and you want to grind that out. It's worth the extra effort. So we're going to go straight into the bottom right corner. We're going to press tune. We're going to find a piece of gear that has in the bottom left corner a rainbow, as I call it, gem. And ideally, you would find a gold piece as well. We're going to work with purple just to save my golds. Um, you can see with the rainbow stat added, tuning upgrade unlocks one max value attribute at random, and then we add the purple. It's going to upgrade it to an epic or legendary attribute. So we've got our one uh, epic or legendary attribute that's going to have max value. The next thing we want to do is we want to scroll up and we want to start looking for something we want that stat to be. So let's say we really want precision rate. We're going to click on precision rate. You can see that it's filled up now. We're going to tune. Let's get type rarity confirm. That's fine. Okay, tune something weird. Max up flying attack. That's pretty good. That's a recommended stat. That's great. So with this slip flying attack, we also rolled the legendary off the purple. Like, couldn't have asked for anything better. We're gonna do it again now. We're gonna add a purple, and we're gonna use one of these. And with that, we're gonna go look for a stat that we want. Let's say we want affinity rate. Affinity rate, and then just XP. We'll hit the next stat. Tuning upgrade unlocks one max value attribute at random, and we know it's going to be at least purple. So we go ahead and we hit tune, adding one at a time. Maximum bandwidth cut. This is not good. If we get one more stat that is not recommended on this upgrade path, we'll stop upgrading it and switch to a new piece of gear because you can only reroll one stat. So we're going to go ahead and get the next piece of gear going. One purple, one shiny. Find the stat you want. Let's say you want min stone split attack. We don't actually want it, but let's say we want it. We find all the min stone split attack. Changing my mind. Let's go with momentum. Momentum we can at least pretend is good. Okay, that's some momentum, and then we add some XP. And then we hit tune. Power, recommended stat. Excellent. So, 3 recommended stats out of 4. This means we can keep upgrading to the final attunement slot. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add our shiny. We're going to add our purple. We're going to find an attribute that we want. Let's say we want, we really want that momentum. Momentum. Let's change our mind. Let's say we want affinity rate just because I have it. Okay, and then fill it up with XP. And there we go. We have our maximum value at least purple. And we've got our affinity rate. So we hit tune, confirm, and we got our affinity rate. So let's pretend that this is a recommended stat and that this is all great. We got 4 out of 5 recommended stats, pretending this is a recommended stat or that we want it for some kind of specific build that we want. We're going to move on to the next step, which is randomly unlocking one universal or tuning affix. It's simply just click on it, click on general, use your stone, hit a tuning. Bellstrike penetration is absolutely useless, so we would not continue to upgrade this. However, we're going to continue upgrading this for the sake of the video. The next thing we can do is we can re-roll one of our stats. You can see the glowing stats here. The first one doesn't glow, we cannot re-roll that. But we see the ones that we've added are glowing. So let's say we want to re-roll this bamboo cut. We select the type of upgrade we want. We use a returning stone. If you don't have one, you click on the returning stone icon and it shows you where to get them. You simply click on one of these, it will take you right there, and then you can start working towards that. And let's say, for example, this came out purple. We can add a gold tier item to change it into a gold tier upgrade, or we could add a rainbow stone if it's not at its maximum value, and it will upgrade it to its maximum value. Now, I don't have a returning stone, so we're not going to do that. The next thing we're going to do is this is a arena specific attribute that only works in arena. We're just going to hit general. We're going to use our arena as tuning stone. We're going to hit a tune. And this is a attribute that we can cycle in and out. We can swap them at will. And this one is only good for arena. So make sure that if you're not doing arena content, you swap this out to the other attribute, which is Bellstrike penetration, which is not good. So this stat, assuming we rolled this and it came out recommended, this would be an okay piece of equipment. Obviously, the Bellstrike penetration is no good, and I would not recommend re-rolling this and go for a better piece of equipment. But getting all legendary off the purple attributes is great. Getting 3 out of the 5 is a good start. And let's say we were 4 out of 5 because we wanted the affinity because that's what we built towards. This would be an okay weapon to go with, and we would just be unhappy with the Bellstrike attack, and hopefully this would reroll into something good. If this rerolled into a recommended stat, that would be great, and then we could probably ignore the Bellstrike penetration for now and use this weapon until we get something that we can upgrade to have a better stat here. That's it for the video. I hope everyone learned something here. You can see the tuning attempts remaining right here. Um, that's it. I hope everyone learned something, and we'll see you all at the next Guild War.